Good morning, dear students. We are studying the chapter 10, Civic and Moral Responsibilities. And the first part of the chapter we have already seen, and it was about an incident taken place which came in the newspaper. There was a lady who was cleaning the jewelry, and when a thief entered, she tried to fight against the thief and tried to chase him away. But we saw that the villagers or the people, those who were gathered there, they could not do anything. Now here we have a story in this chapter, so we will see the chapter and the story. Once upon a time there was a small kingdom. Its ruler was a wise king. He did a lot to make the people of his kingdom prosperous. So there was a country and there was a king, and the king was very good, and he wanted to make his country a very prosperous one, very rich one, and the people should live a very happy life. However, they were never satisfied. They always used to complain about lack of civic amenities. So, but even though the king tried to do good things to the people, but the people in that country was not satisfied with what they got. So they were not happy about what they are having. So they always made complaints. So there are people like that. So whenever they are getting all the good things or all possible things, when they are getting, they are not happy with what they get, but they always complain about what they don't have. Okay, we are also like that. So like we are very blessed with a lot amount of facilities. We have all the things required for us. Even our parents are providing all the necessary things that are for us. But what happens to us is that we never be happy with what we have, or we never thank our parents for providing all the things. But we always complain that my friend, she has got that phone and she has that dress, and you did not purchase that to me. All these type of complaints we make. Okay, so but we should not be like that. We have to be happy with what we have and be satisfied. So in order to make the people understand about the value, then the king had made one plan. One day the king ordered his men to place a boulder, a huge rock, at the center of a road. He hid a pouch of coins under the boulder. Then, disguising himself as a beggar, he watched the reaction of the people. So, king planned for doing something in order to make a lesson, teach a lesson to the people. He made, on the middle of the road, he put a very big stone, a huge rock. So it was kept there, and it was not that easily removable thing, but it was kept there. And he hid some coins, gold coins, under the boulder. Okay. Many people passed by the boulder. A few travelers who came by dawn murmured, "What a disguising rock! Anyone could trip over a thing like this in the dark." They walked off. So there were many people coming, and there was a group of people, those who were travelers were there. They came near, and they saw this one, and they started murmuring. Murmuring means to speak in a very low voice. They speak that, "What a disgusting rock! Anyone could trip over a thing like this in the dark." Trip over means to touch on it and fall. So somebody is walking, and if there is a big rock there, and it can happen that people will touch on it and may fall down. So travelers may fall down. Or if any vehicle and all is coming, then it will hit on this pin. Suddenly we cannot see that this one is there on the road. So in the middle of the road, if there is a rock, then people may not be noticing. So there may be accidents taking place. Then came some others who looked at the boulder and shook their heads. They too were amazed by the strange sight of the boulder on the road, but passed by. Another group of people, they came and they just watched it and they shook head. "Oh my God, what is this?" So they just spoke about the negative points about that, and again they went on. They did not continue to. They did not do anything to remove this one, but they just walked away. The next group of travelers said aloud, "Our king is inefficient. He can't get his workers remove a boulder from the road." So that is most of the time what we do is that if we find that some things are not going well or any kind of problems are found, then we start blaming others. So we blame that our country is, or our political leaders, our government is not doing anything, our leaders are not doing anything, and that political party is not doing anything. So such kind of complaints we make. So, but we don't try to do anything by ourselves. We just try to put the blame on others, and especially on the government. So the same way the people were like that, so they started blaming the king, and they say that the king is inefficient and he cannot send his workers there. So there are so many soldiers or workers are there, then they can, if he is sending them in a very easy way, he can remove that. So that he said that people started making complaint about the king. A foreigner who had settled in the city recently uttered some really uncomplimentary words. What a miserable state of affairs. I should never have migrated to this country. So then he started, there was a man who lived, who has settled from some other country. So he had come from some other country and settled there. So he was there, and he started talking, what a miserable state of affairs. This country is not proper, and see, I made a mistake in coming to such a country where there is like such kind of situations are there, and the king and all is not able to do anything. So he started making complaint about the things that are taking place. Then came a poor man who looked around as if he was looking for someone. He was upset on seeing the boulder in the middle of the road. He saw a beggar and said, "My dear friend, would you give me a hand? Let us take this boulder to the side, lest someone should trip over it." The beggar agreed. They both pushed the boulder to the side. Then there was a poor man. So a poor man came, and he was there. He was coming, and on the way he saw that there is a big rock is there on the road, and he wanted to remove it, and he tried to push it, but he was unable to do it, and he looked for someone to help. And there was a beggar, and the beggar was actually the king itself. So he has changed his dress, and he was watching there what the people was doing. So the king was there, and but the poor man, he did not know that this is a king, because he was wearing the dress of a beggar, and he was just standing like a beggar there. So he asked this beggar for a help. So can you help me to remove this one? Otherwise somebody will come and they may hit on the person and on the rock, and people may fall down. So that is why in order to save other people from falling down, they planned for moving it on to the side. When they rolled the rock over, there was a pouch under it. The man opened it and found plenty of money in it. There was also a small note from the king which said, "To my most responsible subject, with gratitude, the king." So there was under that, there was a bag kept there, and inside the bag there was a lot of money, and there was also a letter, a note by the king, and he had written that, "To my most responsible subject." Subject means the citizen or the person who in charge or the member of the country. So, and with gratitude, the king. So such a very nice sentences was written. The man was amazed. He said to the beggar, "You are lucky today, as I am lucky. Half of this amount belongs to you, because you are as responsible as I was in the eyes of the king." So this poor man, actually, when I see like somebody, when we are getting money, we don't want to share it with anyone. But here, this man was very good, and he just wanted to help. So they got a lot amount of money, and he was ready to share half of this. Actually, he was trying to push it, but he only called the other one. So he is just like an employee or a beggar, and it is not necessary that half of the money has to be given. But he was very good man, and he was about to give full of this money, half of this money to this beggar. The beggar thanked the man, but did not accept the money. The beggar was the king himself in disguise. Disguise means to be in a different dress. Or means appearing means in the appearance they change their appearance and look like some other person. So he was very thankful. The beggar started to thank. He just thanked the person, but the poor man, but he did not accept the gift from him, half of the money which was there, and he told that it is for you, and you are supposed to take the money, and I don't want the money, but I am very grateful to you. So he just said like that. Whenever you find a problem that needs your help, never hesitate to put all your efforts to solve it. It is useless to blame or pass remarks upon others unnecessarily. So whenever we find that, say like if something is fallen down or any type of things are there, so we should not try to put blame on others, but instead of blaming others, we should try to help or we should try to do something by ourselves. As a citizen of your country, it is your responsibility to follow the rules and regulations laid down by the government. If you find any lapse on the part of the government and you are unable to solve it, you can bring the problem to the notice of the higher authorities for taking appropriate action. So it is our responsibility to follow the rules and regulations and abide by the law of the government. But sometimes we find that there may be some things which are not suitable, or things which may go not in a proper way. So when you find some things like that, so first of all we should try to solve it by ourselves, and if we find that we are unable to solve, then we should try to inform it to the authorities concerned. So if any kind of problems are found, like imagine that if in your side electricity problems are there, or if any cable is broken, and it is not that we cannot repair it by ourselves, but it is our responsibility to inform the people or inform the in charge, like electricity board members and all are there, so you have to inform them, and so that otherwise if there is electricity and somebody comes and touches on that, and they may get affected. So it is our responsibility to inform the people concerned, so that they will do something. If we cannot do anything, then they will do at least something. Your moral responsibility as a human being is to help your fellow being whenever they need your help. You must value the rights and interest of others and behave in a polite manner. So we should also have the attitude of readiness to help other people. So we should also respect other people, and we should be helping them in the way possible that we can do. Whatever things that we can do, we should try to help others, and we should value the rights and the interest of others. Okay, so whatever the values or the interest of other people are there, so we should not be selfish. We have to be helpful to other people, and in all the possible ways that we are able to do help for other people. So we should try to help and behave in a very polite manner. So if we are following, then we can do such kind of things and live a very good life. Okay, thank you so much.